So Salesforce, I think, see, everyone has a different methodology on forecasting. And I think, if you're reporting into an executive leadership team board, big decisions are made based on what you're forecasting and how you perform. Product, hires, everything. So I believe that forecasting is it's one of the things that you have to get right so that your board trusts you in a way. You don't have to be perfect, but if you forecast, 5 million and you hit 2, that's pretty far off, right? I believe, 10% over or under is probably okay if it's not perfect. The reality is, as a growth leader, you have to know what's going on in the business. Like I have leaders that report into me, and essentially I have a forecast where, we do have, a forecast that's a commit and then a best case. So if you look at those two, you got a commit and best case, you have upside, and then you have open pipeline. When you look at those three, the reality is any deal that's like over a certain size in my business, it's like 50,000. You need to know the details in that deal. And when I say details, I want to know, is there pain? I want to know the pain. Is it surface level? Is it business pain, surface level, personal? I want to know those details. I want to know a compelling event. Is there a compelling event of why they would buy by this time? And many times what I've done also is put together a joint execution plan where essentially, if you found out the strong things in the sales process and you understand this pain budget decision, a compelling event, a customer or a prospect would be absolutely open to talking about what a go live date would be for this company. And then you reverse engineer that go live date into today, and here are the check marks. We get the MSA done. We launch, steps A, B, C, D, and E, and that's what we call a joint execution plan. So that helps on these larger deals, so there's not big swings in the forecast.
And let me guess, if there's no pain or there's no budget or anything like that, is that where you role play with your sellers? Did you figure out how to fix that, or like what do you do when you start digging into it and you're like, oh, we don't have a pain. Oh, what do you do in that situation? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well, what's interesting is one, it's a great coaching opportunity. You go through pipeline reviews and you learn things about some of these companies. Some sellers, believe it or not, aren't as studious and they don't put all the information. Maybe they don't know the information. And
shocking.
It doesn't even mean that it couldn't be a deal that's going to close. But if my name's on the line, if I says, okay, board, we're going to close 5 million, and the board says, okay, well, if you don't close 5 million, you have to pull out your checkbook and write up the difference. So, make sure it's accurate. If that was the case, it's like, okay, now let me make sure the sellers know how important it is. Many times what I found is that on the sales front, if they just understand the reason why it's so important, like they understand that, hey, look, we're trying to launch a new product. We're trying to invest in hiring someone on the marketing side. We're trying to do more events. And the way that we do that is we forecast more accurately so that we can actually create a budget and spend those dollars. If the sellers understood more about the reason why it's important, it's not just around do this or do that. It's like, it's important so we can scale and grow this company. We can become, best places to work because we are scaling and growing. Overall, I think making sure they know why it's important is important. But also, I would think the bigger part of that is if you're a great seller, you're a great seller. You run a strong sales process. You own that process in a big way. And if I'm providing the best possible experience as a seller, then I'm saying, hey, I believe you win or lose deals in discovery. And that's where you find out all the information I just shared with you, pain, budget decision, compelling event. And whether and when you find that out from a customer or a prospect, they see you as a trusted advisor. And when you run that strong sales process, you will know roughly when it's going to close. So I think it's a great customer experience, prospect experience, and you create a good ELT and board experience by uncovering, closing it, forecasting it well, and reporting it.